welcome to The Pleasure of Writing. We have talked about nibs, we have talked about fountain pens, ballpoints, and rollerballs, and we thought we would talk about paper because we are The Pleasure of Writing, fine pens and paper. And I made the analogy before, I often make the analogy of where the rubber meets the road, and this is where the nib meets the paper. So it's definitely part of the writing experience is having fine stationery. So we thought we would discuss some paper with you. I'm Will.
I'm Max.
And we're The Pleasure of Writing, and that's Rhodia. You want to start with Rhodia?
Absolutely. So Rhodia, and if you ever come into the shop, you'll see this. You might be able to see a little bit of it out of the corner of the shop. But right underneath our register, right at the counter there, we have a ton of these Rhodia notebooks in different sizes and different lineations. I'm not sure what the exact word for that is, but we have
graph paper, we've got dots,
grids, dots,
and that's because it's fantastic. Rhodia is a great, consistent
It
paper.
Really is. And that's kind of we're not, breaking any news stories necessarily saying that. If you go around, you'll find a lot of people you'll go around on the message boards and try to learn more about fine writing instruments, as I have been doing lately. You'll find that a lot of people swear up and down about Rhodia. It's really straightforward, very nice in terms of accepting the ink for what it is.
Yeah.
And who it is as a person. But no, it's really beautiful, and a good, it's a workhorse paper. You can do anything with this stuff.
For sure.
It comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes.
Yep. Great for meetings, great for, boardrooms, great for just everyday writing. Like
Lovely.
I feel like it's an everyday carry notepad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably the best way to put it, a notepad. So you're
the price point for sure.
For sure. They're like $8, I want to say, something like that. I mean, it varies, obviously, according to the sizing and stuff like that. But, I mean, pair it with a vanishing point.
Sure thing.
Right all day long. Especially in a meeting, back-to-back meetings on Zoom, you're gonna need to take notes.
Exactly, and these are obviously more geared toward what we offer here in the store. We're much more pen-oriented, writing instrument-oriented, than we are paper-oriented. But what we do have is some really gorgeous stuff, I think.
Yes, I agree. Speaking of gorgeous, we got some leather there.
We have this.
This is the Refillable Pleasure of Writing journal, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And again, you can find.
I don't believe this is actually my poetry.
It's what it
is. I love this.
I own this. I'm going to pretend like I've never seen it. Oh, is it? And it's refillable.
Does it open? Really? Is that braided? I'm sorry.
Who did this?
This is made, I believe, from leather local to Carmel.
I've definitely heard that.
And the California area. It comes with a bookmark. It's an A5 size, and you can put any A5 style notebook in there.
It does take two people to operate. So, no, but I mean, I can tell you just from holding it, it really is. Again, we say this all the time, but we love when people come into the shop because they get to actually handle these things. And so much of, we were just talking about this, so much of the pleasure of writing is the tactile act of it. So being able to hold this, I can tell you it's gorgeous in the hand.
There's a ritual to filling a fountain pen, inking it up, uncapping it. There's a ritual to so I know this is really, really durable. I didn't mean to steal this from you.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that it's
very durable. It's really thick, and it's just really, really nice leather, and it wraps so well and travels really well. It
makes you take yourself seriously.
For sure. Well, and it also lends itself to experimentation and play, and just kind of like, what am I going to write in here? What's it going to? It sounds so good.
We joked about it, but it is refillable.
Yes.
Once you complete one.
A5 size. You do want to check. You're going to want to experiment with different thicknesses because it does affect how it feels a little bit in the hand. I like a thicker notebook, but that's because I like to write a lot, and I like to tear pages out, and I like to keep going. So.
But you can put different sizes in there. And it's still
different thicknesses. It's still A5, which is, I want to say, 5.5 by 8 or something like that.
That sounds right to me.
Branded, they're like $90, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, and of course, these are all available on our website.
On our website.
thepleasurewriting.com.
Precisely.
Check it out.
Then you got these fun.
So this is one example of a few of these that we have, which are bespoke, The Pleasure of Writing envelopes and cards.
Embossed. Engraved, I think.
Engraved.
Like a ton of pressure is applied. Because this is metal.
Exactly.
And a ton of, literally ton, 2,000 pounds worth of pressure.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense. And the colors are vivid. There's a little bit of gold foil on there. It comes in different designs. There's a feather, and there's a car, and there's a
This one's the
Bunch of
one
other stuff.
you chose. The one I use again. This is
Maybe
the
that's why
one
I
I
grabbed it.
personally use.
Everyone likes the
I call it a
the gecko.
salamander.
Gecko, salamander, lizard.
Lizard. It's a lizard.
It's a lizard.
It's a lizard.
It's an amphibian of some
Sure.
sort. No, it's a lovely little lizard, and
They make great note cards.
they're all beautiful.
And a note like for a brief thing to write to someone, which is what a note is.
If you're not doing that, please start doing it because there's no reason not to.
Well, okay, so I'm just going to segue right into this because this is our Amalfi, La Carta Diamalfi. So when pandemic started, I found myself kind of feeling disconnected and wanted to write letters, and I used this paper in particular because this paper, like the Rhodia is workhorse all day long. You can fill the refillable journal, but this paper, I mean, I wish I could explain this to you. Like, it feels so good.
There's no touch-o-vision. I can't communicate the tactile experience. But it's kind of, we were just talking about how when people come in, there are certain pens that I like to show them because when you snap a certain pen on or when you extend a certain pen's writing implement, there's a really satisfying element to it. And that's kind of, again, it's new for me, but just handing this to me and kind of letting me feel it for a second, it really does feel like parchment, like some sort of membranous. It feels incredible. And imagine, it's amazing.
Imagine going to your mailbox and opening it and getting a letter written on that in an envelope, because it comes with envelopes addressed to you from that, written with a fountain pen. I mean, the experience of writing is on the end of both the writer and the reader, and that is part of what I think fosters that.
It's one thing. That's an interesting point too. It's one thing to say that the act of writing is a personal thing, like as you would do with a journal, for example.
Sure.
So you're doing this with yourself and for yourself, or not necessarily to share with anybody. But also, writing is by its nature, as we were just discussing earlier today, it is communicating one way or the other. You're taking an idea or something, you're trying to get it out in one way or the other, maybe to somebody else, and that's where this comes in. It's something that can be shared, and if you want to share it, which you should, this is a beautiful way to do it. It really is.
Absolutely.
Quite incredible. I can't describe it well enough. I don't have the capability.
It has a good tactile sensation to it. It's
I can't. I haven't stopped rusting. I'm sure this is great.
Kind of rough.
Yeah.
Not rough like you'd write on it rough, but you can feel the grain of the paper. I would say.
There's a definite texture.
Fine,
to it.
For sure. Yeah, texture to it.
It's incredible.
And we also brought out the Van Gogh. I mentioned the vanishing point with the Rhodia as a note taker. The Van Gogh is the Visconti series based on the Dutch Impressionist masterpieces. It is literally art in a pen.
They bring this out
in a writing
holder,
instrument,
so you can get a good look at it.
And I mean, it's writing a letter with a piece of art. There's just nothing like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is the new one. This is the novel reader, I think, which I would have gotten if it were the novel writer. But I mean, Van Gogh was the reader, I guess.
Yeah, you can't.
It's gorgeous. I actually have the Orchard in Blossom, which is a rose gold. That's gorgeous.
They're all beautiful.
They're stunning.
But there is something about curating that whole experience. Every piece of it is its own unique bit of kit that you want to gather and slowly build up. And I guess it's why it's such a collector's pursuit. I won't say hobby, but pursuit.
I like pursuit.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I will say that it makes such a difference from the digital, from the intangible.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing that here's a tangible moment of sitting down, of reading, of writing. But speaking of digital, you can find us at thepleasureofwriting.com. Mm-hmm. You can follow us on instagram.com/thepleasureofwriting. And we look forward to hearing from you. Comment below if you have any questions. Visit our site. This is all there. And contact us if you're in need of any concierge services. We're always happy to provide our expertise to help you find the writing experience you want.
Just contact us. We're always happy to hear from you.
We're always happy to hear from you.
Yeah, reach out.
And we look forward to it.